Hi, and welcome to greatwebmeetings.com. Thanks for joining us. You know, one of the biggest complaints about web meetings is they're just too long. Not only does your audience seem to have less time than ever, but they're usually doing about 5 other things while they're on that meeting. Now, before you get upset or insulted, what are you usually doing by the end of a web meeting? You're answering emails, maybe IMing up a storm, maybe it's finally motivated you through sheer boredom to finally tackle your desk. Well, you can complain about their lack of respect, or you can realize what's happening and work with it. Here are 2 simple things that you can do to keep people engaged in your webinar or web meeting. 1, keep your meeting short, and 2, tell them the rules right at the beginning. First, remember that even if people are really engaged in your topic, 15 or 20 minutes is about all they can sit passively and absorb if they're not engaged in some way. And here's a $10 word you'll want to remember, the Harari limit. H-R-A-I-R. Look it up. But basically, it's the amount of information a mere mortal can absorb before their brains are full and they can't learn anything else. The more people can talk, ask questions, and be involved, the more time it takes to reach that limit. Sit there passively, and your brain fills up pretty quickly. Basically, if you're not going to allow conversation or interaction, realize that anything over half an hour and you're on overtime. Add 15 minutes of Q&A, and 45 minutes is about the right length for a webinar or training session. Another way to keep your audience engaged is to lay out the ground rules in advance. Tell them how long the meeting is going to be and what you're going to cover. This is critical because if people know it will only take 20 minutes or whatever, they're more likely to give you that time and not be watching the clock, at least for long enough for you to get them hooked. Also, remind them to turn off their email announcements. Don't just turn it down, but actually off. It is possible to do, even if many of your audience starts to whine about it. Without the visual reminder of how their email box is filling up, you may be able to hold their attention just long enough to accomplish your purpose. For more real-world web presentation tips, visit www.greatwebmeetings.com from time to time. We're going to be adding audio tips like this all the time, and you can find out more about how we can help you and your team use web presentations to do more than simply present. You can really communicate and connect.